This one is an 8-port surge protector. Surge protection is so important. You're buying all these electronics. You probably have your vacuum cleaner, maybe your vintage lamp that you got from passed down from your grandma. Are you plugging that into a wall? I hope not. Please plug it into some sort of a surge protection. But what's really cool about this is 2 regular outlets, right? 3-prong outlets get turned into 6 AC plugs plus 2 USB. So this becomes like that hub, if you will, for all of your electronics, anything that you plug into the wall, whether it's in the basement, in the bathroom, if it's in the kitchen, if it's in the living room or the dining room. This has also a little shelf. So now this can hold other little things. It's not super heavy. It's not meant to be that. It's meant to do the smaller things, but I tell you, this is brand new today. There's no color choice. It's just a white, so it's gonna blend with everything that you have. The price is $49.98, but I will tell you, this is the only order that we're getting all year. Get what you need now. This does make a great stocking stuffer. It is substantial. It's really terrific. It's V36828. Now, if you would go to the, one of these sells for about $30. So that means you'd have to buy 2 and it'd be around $60. Our price is $49.98. With a 6 easy pay of $8.33, which means you don't pay more when you cut it up, so it's just a great way to go. And the return policy is in effect until the end of January here at Q. So V36828, if you have ever ordered this sharper image socket shelf, we would love to hear from you. This is the first time they've ever had a QVC 2 Big Deal, and Kylie Watts is here to tell us all about it. And Kylie is a problem solutions gal on many fronts. We're so glad you're here. Tell us a little bit about the socket. Well, let's go with Sharper Image first. Talk to me about
Sharper Image is a brand that we all know, we all love, we've all trusted for years and years and years. You remember they used to have the stores. They've got a great big catalog, so they always bring really innovative products that solve problems around the house. And one of the problems that we all have is never having enough outlet space. So as you pointed out, when you plug the socket shelf in, you are going to triple your outlets, plus you're adding 2 USB ports with a 2.1 amp powerage in them and surge protection. And what's so great about socket shelf is you can use it without the shelf, but you have the option of putting that shelf on the top. So if it's somewhere where maybe you're charging your electronic devices, you don't want to lay them on the kitchen counter, now they have a home. So the shelf is removable, so you can use it without or with the shelf, and you are getting that set of 2, because what we found is that people loved the socket shelf so much and could benefit in every room in their house that they were getting more than one anyway. So it's a great gift for anyone on your list.
Something we're going to continue to do is we're going to continue to rotate this, because when I saw this this presentation earlier, and I thought, wait a second, where are all the outlets? And then I realized the outlets, 2 are on the side, 2 are on the front, and 2 are on the other side. That's where you're getting your 6 outlets there. And then plus you're getting those 2 USB as well, and then that little shelf that kind of slides in and slides out. Only order of the year. Pick up multiple sets because you have multiple rooms. I want you to protect anything that you plug into the wall. Please protect it. You spend a lot of money, or it could have a lot of sentimental value for you. How do I put this in?
Okay, so you literally, you plug it in. That's it. I mean, that's how simple it is. They do provide a screw for you that if you are putting something that maybe is a little bit heavier on and you want to anchor it in permanently, you can. That just goes right in the center right there in that little hole, but that's it. You don't have to use it. None of these we have out have the screw actually in it, but it is an option. And then take a look at this. So we kind of created a little bathroom and a little faux kitchen silhouette for you. And think about all the things we plug in. So maybe the hubby's got the razor, we've all got the sonic toothbrushes. This was the Today Special Value yesterday, and it's so pretty. But you would plug in that razor and you would plug in that toothbrush, and then that outlet is done. You only get 2 spaces.
And I love that you actually can still do the nightlight, because maybe that nightlight was plugged into your bathroom. You can still plug it in.
Yeah.
You can plug it in here if you feel like you want to, but then you're not going to have these two little guys, but you can maybe put it up there. I mean, there's so many, that's why it's so awesome to have this.
Yes, well then that's why I like the design on the side as well. So, we plugged those in, our little nightlight. We still have 3 outlets plus 2 USB ports, because beauty devices are charging via USB. I mean, electronics, even power tools are charging USB. So you have all of that real estate, and then you have the ability to utilize that vertical space, because if you ask any organizational expert, they say clear that clutter, get things off of the countertops, the ground, and utilize vertical space. So that's what the socket shelf does for you, and gives you that great surge protection.
Oh, well, let's talk about surge protection, how important that is. And how do I know that this is working? How do I know that if it sacrifices its life for the electronics around it. How do I know all that?
Right, well, so power surges aren't just when the power goes out. They're any increase of electrical current. They can happen at any point in time, and they're so quick that we don't even know that they're happening. So when you see that socket shelf plugged in, there's a little tiny green dot at the top of it, right underneath those spices. That green dot lets you know that it's working properly, it's good to go, it's protecting those devices, and it has 1,000 joules of protection. And a joule is just a little reservoir protection. So the higher rating you have, the more protection you have. So 1,000 is fantastic.
That's
when
great.
that light were to illuminate red, that means that the socket shelf sacrificed itself to protect your item. So the little green dot is right here. It's a little bit harder to see, but when you get it home, you'll see it.
Okay.
That's how you know it's working, it's grounded, it's good to go. And should that light turn red, that means it sacrificed itself to save your electronics.
Awesome. And you don't have to use the shelf. If you don't want to use the shelf, it's not necessary. It just comes off. We'll show you that in a minute.
It does, yeah. And the shelf, Nancy, you just
Yeah.
start from the back. So when you find the prongs, it goes in from the back, and they design this that no matter which way your outlets are, you can put the shelf at the top or the bottom. Because some people would have their plugs and they go this way. So they really designed it well. So you're seeing that little ledge, but start from the back, and then it literally just slides on. Sorry, let me get my hands out of the way. It slides on, and then to take it off, same thing. You just slide it right off. Sorry, I'm doing it backwards, and off it goes. So you don't have to use the shelf, but it's a great little additional feature on
Nice.
here.
And it's not meant for heavy, right?
No, I mean, because it's a little shelf. It's designed for electronics. It's designed, for your
Like
toothbrushes,
like
your
the minis.
Clarisonics. Maybe it's your Fitbit that you're charging. I know where I get ready, I have this plugged in, and I charge my Fitbit there every day, and I have my Dyson hairdryer plugged in. I have a little fan because I hate putting makeup on when it's hot. And had, I not had this, I would have to be unplugging the hairdryer to plug the fan in, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So this just triples that outlet space and gives you so much more real estate.
All right, so let me share with what you're getting. This is our QVC 2 big deal of the day. It's one of our spotlight items for today on QVC 2. And this is V36828. Now, because this, if you're new to QVC, if you order this QVC 2 big deal, because it's over $30, and you use the promo code HOLIDAY, you will get $15 off this, just like that. That's it. And then you can pay for it over time if you'd like to do that, which is what I recommend. If you have a major credit card, it will be less than $8.33 because you'll get that $15 off, you new folks. But it's awesome because we don't charge you more for the Easy Pay. It gives you an opportunity to see if you like it without putting all of the money out at once. And then we have a return policy. Usually it's 30 days, but we're taking you all the way to the end of January to return anything that you want. So, that you bought during the holiday season. So in this, you're getting a set of 2 of these 8-port surge protectors. 2 on one side, 2 on the front, 2 on the other side, plus you're getting those USB ports. We'll talk next about the power of those, so we'll talk about that coming up next. The shelves come with them, use them or not. But this alone by itself is a almost $30 value. We're giving you 2 for under $50. So, nice savings there, about $20 savings. 6 easy payments of $833 if you've already ordered from us, but it is the only order of the year. This is it. You guys love the first one so much. Kylie, you mentioned this earlier. You love the one by Sharper Image. So we decided to bundle them into 2. So now you're not having to pay shipping and handling for 2 of them. You're getting 1 shipping and handling to ship out to, which is really great.
It definitely
so
is.
So 3,400 since we made this available. Just plug it in. It's surge protection, surge protection, surge protection, but yet it also organizes everything. Tell me about the USB ports. Are they just regular USB ports?
Yeah, so when you get those little bricks at home, they're about an amp. Combine this is 2.1 amps of power. So it's like having 2 little bricks built in. And of course, you're seeing right there, you can use your little bricks on the side and free up those outlets maybe for someone who doesn't have a brick. I tend to lose those often. So it's nice that you have that built in. So you don't have to have them. You can use just the ports that are inside. So you have a lot of power in this as well. But I think the big thing is, increasing that outlet space. I mean, even if it didn't have the surge protection, we never have enough outlets in our home. And a lot of the times, the ones you need to utilize are behind furniture. And because they designed this so well, so you can have plugs on the side, even if it's a situation where something is up against this, you still have 4 outlets on each side, 2 on each that you can access if something's in front of it. So it's really smartly designed to solve a problem we all have, which is not having enough power. And think about all the things you are charging via USB. Having them built in is awesome.
All right, so even if you have, by the way, Sharper Image, great stocking stuffer, if I may say so. You can also put this shelf down here because in case your outlet 3-prong has the bigger thing on top. You may want to do it this way so that your thing can actually be on this side of it. But the only stipulation here now is you can't do it that way.
Well, you can do it sideways. You just want to be able to use the
just
shelf.
the shelf.
But you still have a great surge protector.
Yeah. Get surge protection if you don't have them. I don't have one that has a shelf, and I have, and I love my surge protectors.
Yeah.
I really do. I do wish they had a shelf. This is a really smart idea because I actually bring one of our surge protectors is behind our little water. A little water thingy that the water thingy that does hot and cold water. You know?
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, we plug our phone in back there, but there's nowhere to put the phone. So we have to kind of hang it or try to put it on something else that's kind of ridiculous.
Right.
And I wish that I did have that with the shelf.
Well, and think about that.
Smart.
If it's, on the kitchen counter where you have water
Yeah.
or something you're cooking, maybe you're using your phone for recipes, you don't want that sitting out on the counter. This is a great place to get it up off that countertop. So if anything spills, it's not on your electronics, and vice versa. You're seeing even right here, think about it. You plug in the toothbrush, you plug in the hubby plugs in the razor, your outlet's done. You have to unplug something to plug something else in. You have that little night light you want to plug in, and it covers both outlets. So this is so well designed with those 6 outlets, 2 on each side, 2 in the front, and the 2 USB ports, that it makes great space savings for plugging things in. And then it's a bonus to have that shelf because maybe you have a pedestal sink. There's never enough storage with that.
Yeah.
My house is 130 years old. I think I have 2 outlets in my entire kitchen. My kitchen's tiny, but even still, we have our toaster oven, and then that covers one. So you can access this on the side, and you don't just get one, you get 2.
Yeah.
With the option to use the shelf, not use the shelf, but a great surge protector for all the things we
And
plug
tell me
in.
about those jewels again with the surge protection, because I think that is really a lot of jewels.
Yeah, it is. So surge protectors, that's how they're rated. They're rated by the number of jewels they have. A jewel is a reservoir of protection. So the higher the rating, the more protection you have. This has 1,000 jewels in it, so it's great protection. And when you plug it in, this little dot right here, it illuminates green. That lets you know that it's grounded, that it's working. And should that dot turn red, that means this device sacrificed itself to save whatever you have plugged in. And surge protection is so important because, you'll hear me say it time and time again, but it's not just when the power goes out. We often think it's storms and when the power goes out. It's just an increase of electrical current into your home, and they probably happen on the daily, and they're so quick that you don't even notice that it happens. So you want to make sure that anything that you invest in, and even if it's sentimental, as you pointed out, is protected with that surge protector.
So if you're getting if you're getting a cell phone, or if you got maybe the QVC too big deal, a MacBook Air for somebody, like maybe you're getting it for a college student or somebody else, and they're taking that MacBook Air off to college. For heaven's sake, get them, oh my gosh, please protect that investment with at least something that has a surge protection. Maybe it's not this, but make sure you get something with the surge protection. I absolutely say yes to this because you are getting 2 for under $50, so that's $25. That is, per surge protector from Sharper Image, that has a shelf, that has 6 plugs, that has 2 USB ports that are going to charge up your devices faster. But anywhere in the house can use these. Anywhere you plug anything into, right, can use the surge protection. You spend money for these things, and why in the world? Even if I think about a $20 coffee maker or something you get, and maybe you have like a lot of those $20 things or $15 things, but there's still money. And if you could plug 6 of those in, those 20 already, that is a kind of like an insurance policy in a way when you have something like this, because now all those things are now protected, and if any kind of surge happens and it doesn't blow out your electronics, it doesn't. It's going to blow out itself, and that's what I'd rather have anyway, is for the surge protector to blow out rather than my electronics.
Well, and you're seeing that right now. The one that's plugged in is actually my phone that they just showed you. I've had the same iPhone for 5 years, and I was on set 2 weeks ago, and I dropped it and shattered the whole front screen. So I went to the store and got a new phone. I almost fell over when I saw what phones cost these days.
I know.
I could not believe, because I haven't bought a phone in 5 years, how expensive it was. So now I guard that thing with my life here. I'm like, don't let my phone fall anywhere or hurt or get water on it or something spilled. So if you are plugging into a wall, leaving it on a countertop, getting it off of the countertop is a great way to protect it too, because you don't want things to spill on it. You don't want to knock it on the ground. So you have a little hub for it, a little shelf to put those things. The shelf has a ledge, so it captures those electronics. So whether it's the tablets, the cell phones, even things like, the laptops are getting smaller. If you anchored this in, you would be able to put that on there as well, just to get them off of the countertop. So really well thought